Oh, thank you. What an honor. Oh my gosh. My name is Bethany. I'm a compulsive overeater. Hi, everyone. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the gray sheet. I write it down. I call it into my sponsor. I don't eat in between no matter what. And abstinence has saved my life. Oh my goodness. I am so overwhelmed in a great way with this family we have here. This is actually one of the gifts that we can grab from COVID that I would not have known, all of you. Or maybe we would have, maybe it could have maybe expanded, but this, something beautifully positive came out of something so negative, seemingly negative. And I guess that's sort of how the disease worked for me. I became a vegetarian when I was 11, not for diet reasons at all. It's because I'm a crazy animal lover. I save bugs. I volunteer at the SPCA. So it wasn't a moral. It wasn't. I chose not. The reason I didn't eat meat was not a diet thing. It was a moral decision. But I knew something was up, and when I would look at the clock and say, okay, I'm not going to eat until, when I would look at calories and all of that, and the diet books and all of that, I just knew that I was really uncomfortable that my thighs touched. This was in high school. And I just didn't know that there was something that I could distinguish as, this is what's going on, Bethany, and this is what's going to work for you. My sister's also in this program. My sister has more time than me. And she got abstinent. And I honestly didn't even understand what that all meant. I didn't even know she was doing what I was doing. She told me I caught her one time in the kitchen eating in the middle of the night. I had no idea, probably because I had just left the kitchen. I don't know. My mom was in AA, and thank God for her. Thank you, God, for her. She's not with us any longer, but because of her, the 12 steps was part of my upbringing. I did not fear anonymous, whatever anonymous. I embraced it because I saw recovery in my mom. And then I saw something going on with my sister, and she started doing this thing in the kitchen. And if she was weighing and measuring, nobody could touch the food, or no one, if we're at a table, don't touch the table. And it seemed like, what is going on? But there was the clarity in her eyes. There was something going on with her. Did I know I wanted that? Absolutely not. But I saw her eating these meals and being in I hate the word regular, but a body that fit. Did I know on July 13th, 1986, I would wake up and have my first abstinent meal that day? Absolutely not. People talk about making the choice. I promise you, I did not know that that's where my higher power would take my hand, bring me to my sister, who said to me, and I don't even really quite remember the exact wording, Bethany, do you want to do GreySheet? And I said yes. Again, I don't intellectually know this happening. Spiritually, whatever it is, it happened. And my first abstinent meal was a dinner. I was in college. I'd spent that semester in London, overeating, over drinking, over everything, over exercising. And I came home for the summer. And that's when I got abstinent in New York. So when I see and have these memories brought up to me about us weighing and measuring at that Chinese restaurant across down the block from Yanhu's, the meetings in New York, the community, how grateful I was. And guess what? I went back to London abstinently, no community there. Remember, this was 1986. I went back abstinently, and I got to enjoy the first semester of my senior year abstinently in London. And I came back and I graduated. And I've been abstinent ever since. What a miracle. What a miracle. I honestly, I have to tell you, I guess I called my sponsor every day. I must have in London, but we didn't have, the cell phones, but we did it no matter what, no matter what. From there, I lived in New York City, weighing and measuring, starting a career. I moved to California with another GreySheeter at the same time. We started the GreySheet community there. She went back to Boston. And I sat in rooms by myself with the format, waiting for you. And you came. It was amazing. Did I know all of this was going to happen? No, I did it because I needed to save my life. And I knew that the meetings worked. I knew calling my sponsor every day, reaching out, and that community grew. What a miracle. And I do remember being on the phone with someone from OA telling me to get my name off, to get that meeting off the OA list because it wasn't part of OA. And I was upset because I thought, what about all the people that we can help? What about all the lives that we can save? Why are you taking this away from them? But I had to follow the rules. And look at us now, I met my husband in California. I got married on my 10th GreySheet anniversary. My sister weighed and measured my food that day. That's like the only time someone has really weighed and measured my food. I trusted her, she's doing this. There were GreySheeters there at my wedding. My sponsor, her children. I have children. I have 2 children. My daughter is older than I was when I got abstinent. I have been abstinent more of my life than I haven't. How do I do this? Sometimes it's shutting off my brain. Abstinence is an action. It is an action. It comes with mechanism, real things, tangible things that we can do to stay abstinent. Because our higher power is not really, I can't hold my higher power's hand, but I can hold your hand. I can hold the phone and call someone. That's tangible. I need that to keep abstinent. That number on my physical scale, which I call my sponsor's number, because that's not my favorite number. I think like my birth weight or 10 pounds less would be. She reminds me, I'm not a number. I'm so many other things. So I've had surgeries in abstinence. I have traveled in abstinence. I now live in New Hampshire. I've been here for 21 years. What a gift. My kids, I remember, this is such a cute story. I remember I was committing my food in the car. My kids were young. And my son says, Mom, what about water? Do you have to commit water? And to hear my children understand that Mom does something. Now they think it's crazy. They think it's weird. My son says, you're in a cult. I'm like, I'll take it, I'll take this cult because this cult is a healthy cult. And it cultivates my abstinence, my living a better life and being available to all of the no matter what's in our lives and all of the things that we just don't know could happen. My father passed away this year, very suddenly. He said the words to me when I was getting abstinent. This is something to be proud of. It is nothing to be ashamed of. And I carry that with me. There's no shame in this room. We hold each other's hands. We reach out. We help each other in a way that is completely inexplicable and priceless. People outside these rooms don't understand what we do completely, but they can support us. My dog, if I drop food on the floor, my dog will not eat my food. I'm not kidding. She'll eat everyone else's. She will not eat mine. Now, if I left a bag of food on the counter, she'll go for it. But isn't that amazing? And that my family understands, when I say, I can't, or, that time doesn't work for me, they get it. They may not like it. They may not like to sit with me while we go out to dinner because I definitely take the longest. But they get the best of Bethany. And, I I compare abstinence sometimes when people are struggling and they come back to cancer. Thank you. You know, if we had cancer and it was in remission and it came back, no one would blame me that I caused this. So it's your day one. It's your last day one, whenever it's your last day one. It's not your fault, but we can make choices to stay abstinent no matter what. And that's why the action, the activity, can keep us here. This meeting is so inspirational. This is so amazing to think that out of loneliness, out of fear of the food, out of solitude, out of all the mental gymnastics that we could bring upon ourselves, that we can have this celebration is sincerely tremendous. I cannot thank all of the people involved in doing this. And honestly, back then, when I was 21 years old, little did I know what I would have all these years later and continue to have all these years later. I love my food. I trust my sponsor. I trust the GreySheet as it is written. And I celebrate every moment, all of us together. And I don't eat no matter what. So, muchas gracias, feliz cumpleaños, and thank you all.